Evening all, a warm summer's evening, a perfect continental soiree in Saint-Etienne, the Stadium Geoffroy Guichard, nicknamed the Green Cauldron. It'll host 4 Rugby World Cup matches. Australia will play here twice, Argentina, Italy, amongst others. But it's the Summer Nations series that has our focus. The return match as France hosts Scotland, Les Bleus having lost in Edinburgh last weekend. Capacity of just over 42,000 squeezed in here. Rugby fans this evening, of course. Saint-Etienne Football Club play here in Ligue 2. And it's been another hot one, into the low 30s centigrade this afternoon. Thankfully, a couple of degrees lower than that now, but probably still a bit more humid than the players might prefer. And the stadium atmosphere presentation team doing their absolute best to hype up the occasion. There's very little friendly about these World Cup warm-up friendlies. Well, there's the head-to-head. France 58-1 to Scotland's 40. That last meeting last week, of course. And when you look at the head-to-head in France, well, Scotland winning just 1 in 4 visits. But they have, under Townsend, won half of their 10 matches against France, which will be a nice little stat to tuck into the top pocket for the Scottish head coach. We've a man with World Cup experience alongside us for this one. Good evening, Dewi Morris.
Evening.
Well, Scotland, they've been training in Nice ahead of this one. From the moment the final whistle blew last week, all the talk has been about how much tougher this test is going to be.
Well, Nick, you just said six changes for Scotland, 13 changes for France. You know, these teams are fully loaded with power, passion and panache. The stage is set. It's a fantastic stadium. The conditions are just excellent. And for both of these sides, like to play wide and wonderful. We should have 80 minutes of an absolutely thrilling, exciting game in front of us.
The message loud and clear on the turf. United in one dream. France's loss last week was just their second in 19 test matches. They'll be very keen to get back to that winning feeling with 2 further warm-up matches to come against Fiji and Australia. They're ranked 3rd in the world, and the French public are expecting their side to perform at the big dance, which gets underway in less than 4 weeks' time. Scotland already in the tunnel awaiting their hosts. Around the corner comes Antoine Dupont. Scotland without Zander Fagerson after the bunker system was used last week to determine that red card. What have you spotted, Dewi?
This little lad, can't believe that one of the mascots in the van who's actually standing next to Antoine Dupont, probably, arguably, the best rugby player on the planet at the moment.
Here come the T-teens. It's a stadium, incidentally, that Scotland have more experience of playing in than France. They were here in 2007 for 2 pool stage matches. French played Fiji here in 2001. Scotland get ready to take their positions as the fireworks continue to go off around the Stade Geoffroy Guichard. And it's moments like this, Dewi Morris, that tell you that there's nothing warm-up about it, is there?
It's been going off all day in the town. The rugby village outside, they were packed in there at 5 o'clock. The atmosphere is amazing. Listening to Gregor Townsend saying, you know, this is what the lads want. They want to play on these big stages. Yes, it's a warm-up. We've got bigger fish to fry around the corner, but tonight this is a full-on, full-bore test match.
A shot a moment ago of Jamie Ritchie, of course, who is back into that Scottish lineup. The players take their position as we also take a moment to mark rugby's stand against racism, not welcome in sport or in the wider world. And now we will have the anthems of both nations. to remove their headphones to give that a proper listen to. They cannot wait for this party in a few weeks' time. And what a flavour of that we are getting this evening. Fabien Galthié making 13 changes to the France starting lineup from last week. Cameron Woki and Paul Boudon are the only two who keep their places. Just a second cap in 2.5 years for tight head prop Dorian Aldeguerri, Olivon and Aldrit, big name returnees. And the dynamic duo back at 9 and 10, Captain Dupont and Romain Ntamack, top 14 champions with Toulouse, an 80th cap for Gaël Fickou. But it's Gabin Villiers' return after a rotten run of luck with injuries that has had Fabien Galthié purring this week. For Scotland, Gregor Townsend makes 6 changes after victory in Edinburgh. Captain Jamie Ritchie back into the side, as we mentioned, with Rory Darge joining him in the back row. The try-scoring Pierre Schoeman is alongside Turner and WP Nel in the front row. In the backs, Ali Price is back alongside Finn Russell, who earns a 70th cap, while Kyle Steyn is in for Darcy Graham, who's rested. Blair Kinghorn getting a second consecutive run at fullback. And when we look at the replacements, well, it's a 6-2 bench split for both teams. It tells a story of the platform both sides are going to want their forwards to provide in order to allow us the jouet style that we're hoping to enjoy over the next 80 minutes. And it's a style embodied by Finn Russell as much as the rest of that France team. And of course, he'll be facing former teammates at Racing, the likes of Cameron Woki and Gaël Fickou, in a familiar centre partnership. Nick Berry, our referee, his 3rd time refereeing France this year. He'll be assisted by Carl Dixon and Adam Leal. It's ready to go off, Dowie, I think it's fair to say.
It's gone off already. The gunpowder smell, you can still catch it in the nostrils, but players playing for their place in their country's 33-man World Cup squad. Players playing for their place in rugby history.
Well, Darcy Graham revealed it was Finn Russell's half-time words, "Let's have some fun and chuck the ball about," that saw Scotland begin their resurgent second half last week. Will they be able to contain this France side, to whom such words are almost a mantra? France playing in the white. Customary team to change is the home side with the kick clash. And it's Dupont. First box kick of the match.
Guys, first line out, Scotland.
Ruck was probably a little further infield than he might have liked, but he's executed it perfectly.
He has, actually. I don't think he meant it to go up in there and stay in pitch and stay in the field. He actually wanted that off the pitch. But again, Scotland will have to be wary. Kinghorn kicking off there, going straight to the main man, Gregory Aldrit, driving that ball back. He is key to France. So you don't want to kick silly balls to him.
Certainly going to give Jack Dempsey a more interesting evening in terms of trying to contain the Stade Rochelet man. But this is Scotland immediately putting some depth and width on it as Russell flings that ball out to Blair Kinghorn. One fly half to another when Kinghorn is playing in that shirt for Edinburgh. Then it is Dempsey with the carry. Russell pulling the strings, looking to just try and get the offload on the wider channel, but it will be back in field to the safe hands of Van der Merwe. France trying to use the line speed to come up hard from Paul Boudon, but it'll be Jones. Then it's there for Tui Pelotu.
Good retention from Scotland. Sorry, Nick, but good retention. Again, this is actually just perfectly made for Finn Russell. He's orchestrating things, he's pointing there, he knows exactly where to do. Ball's out the back. Tui Pelotu took the ball in initially. Brilliant.
Now that has bounced. Has it touched the whitewash? No. Everyone looking at the assistant referee thinking that it must have gone, but there was no flag from Carl Dixon, and Scotland will continue to play. Russell sizing up the options, trying to find Tui Pelotu on the shorter ball. They'll pump it once more as Schoeman comes onto the ball.
Got penalty advantage line.
Scotland with the penalty advantage. You hear it from the referee. Russell flicks it nonchalantly away. Dempsey trying to step in against the tackle of Dupont. This is another bright start from Scotland. They got those first 3 points on the board last week, but it was after that that things got troublesome for them in the first half.
Guys.
And with nothing coming, we'll go back for the penalty.
Okay.
Well, I did set it up a little bit. I think both sides were going to actually put the ball through the hands, but they certainly have. Conditions are absolutely perfect. 27 degrees, a little bit hot for the likes of me and you. Goodness knows what it's like for the players, but again, crisp passing and straight away, very, very canny play from Scotland to Paluto. The crash ball, the gung-ho guy.
I can't go back.
And as I said, 3 points, he goes into the corner, but actually he's moved that ball behind at the back 3 times, Paluto, thinking that, France thinking that he's going to crash the ball in. So it's actually good. He's given Scotland a lot of width, and that's the intent. Turn 3 down, but make sure you get 5, if not 7 now.
Well, the Scots didn't start badly at all last week. They got that first score on the board. France from then on controlled the tempo, stayed on the right side of the penalty count. It's Jamie Ritchie, the skipper, who brings it down. Scotland opting away from the 3 points that would have been a certainty, looking to go for more. This is what the warm-ups are all about.
You got penalty advantage.
Price has another penalty advantage to play with as Jones just stutters. Wanted to try and get it away. They do get it away. It's Kyle Steyn for the corner, and Scotland have the try. The St Etienne crowd immediately silenced as Scotland find the width under the penalty advantage. They thought it might have come from a catch and drive, but it's the man who's in for Darcy Graham who gets the score.
Absolutely. Scotland starting like France did last week. Again, it's the catch and drive, but it's the intricate moves off the back. It's the decoys. Are they going to go left? Ball comes out. They are playing with the penalty advantage, so it's a free play in a sense, and that's a great finish. Sometimes the bouncing ball takes the defender's eye off it. Kinghorn there, just plopping that ball, and look at that, that's the way how to finish. What a start for Scotland. There's quite a few supporters of you. There's probably quite a few in my hotel, the Kilted Warriors, and they couldn't have wished for a better start.
Can't get a room in my hotel. They're all in.
But brilliant, absolutely brilliant rugby.
45-metre kick for Russell, no problem at all. Scotland up 7 points to 0, and with all that talk over the course of the week about the big guns coming back for France, that's a dream start.
It is, and again, you can't say France haven't seen the ball really, so you can't really blame them. Scotland have kept it. They've been cute, as I said, playing the ball out the back, thinking they're going to crash it, and all of a sudden the ball goes there. They go wide, but retention has been very good. Again, and as I said, you turn the 3 points down, the given 3 points, turns it into 7. That's top-class test rugby. Well played, Scotland.
And Tamak. Almost the first touch that the French have had on the ball with more than 5 minutes on the clock.
You remember last week at Murrayfield, 3:21.
Use that, please.
France scoring 3 tries there and blowing Scotland away. It's actually, at the moment, it's Scotland. As soon as I say that, of course.
Brilliant work from Julien Marchand.
And yeah, the 2 partners in crime, Marchand, the 2 Jackal brothers, just superb. If you're not a split second over the ball to protect your man, these guys are going to nab it.
Scotland just half a second late to the clear out. It was effected, but penalty already given at that stage. Player not releasing on the floor. Marchand, great position over it.
Okay.
Oh, the conservative French. There it is. Brilliant. Again, what tends to happen, the referees are looking out for, is when they go past the ball onto the grass and then roll back. You're not allowed to do that. This time it's absolutely perfect. And like I said, the conservative French.
I hear what you're saying.
They're not going to go to the touch. They're not going to do a Scotland. They just want to get 3, get some points on the board.
It's going to be Thomas Ramos. Another one of the Stade Toulousain players whose, well, last games were winning the top 14 8 weeks ago. 172 points for France. This to get the home side on the board.
I think the crowd tell you. You've got to have an accurate, good kicker, and he certainly is that. Calming the nerves. Like I said, I think it's the first time France really had their hands on the ball, and literally as Marchand had his hands on the ball, turning that over. So crucial. Get into these rucks. Every team loves to play quick rugby. It's the 3-second ruck in a sense, get that scrum half there and boom, get the ball away, but you've got to protect it. Scotland didn't.
Lovely high hanging restart from Kinghorn. It was juggled backwards from France. There was a bit of a knock-on from George Turner, but now the French want to run, and Tamac just finding himself in that outside channel, but Jamie Ritchie has managed to rip it away, and then it comes through Russell, and Scotland are on the advance again through Dempsey, supported by Darge. Back in it comes as Nell plays with his fellow prop Schoeman. Russell has Tui Pilotto as an option, who gave it the eyes inside, and then the little goosey on the outside.
Playing advantage. Kicking the ball in the ruck.
Now there's another advantage as France just lose their discipline around the ruck. Putting a boot through it as Price was trying to play it away. Then Steyn come across from the right wing. Man who scored the opening try of this match. Price back for Russell. Russell just looked to try and get on the outside and around Thibaut Flamand. Wasn't quite going to happen on that occasion, but now floated one over the top, and Tamac had to come in and get it. And it's allowed a bit more room for Van der Merwe. It was an effective 2-on-1.
Back for the penalty.
But it's a little more lateral than it is forward from Scotland.
Kicking the ball in the ruck.
It's electrifying stuff. Intermac trying to run the ball out with Ramos. They were again playing an advantage. That's just pure brilliant again from the Scottish captain back from injury. That's how you did. That's how Marchand did it for France. That's how Ritchie does it for Scotland. Well, last time they had a penalty, they turned it down and went into the corner.
Guys are taking a shot.
There we go, the conservative Scottish now.
Well, I guess part of it in this heat is also going to give the rest of the cattle a few minutes to just catch your breath, rather than saying into the corner and more of the push and the heft.
I think they're going to use the 23, the squad rotation tonight, very much so, because again it is incredibly hot, 27 degrees. We're not used to this. It wasn't the same weather last week in Edinburgh, was it?
No. That we can safely say.
Gregor looks on with his bank of coaches. This should be easy kick really for Russell's calibre.
Swings it through. Reasserts the 7-point lead. France 3, Scotland 10. France did just shade the penalties conceded from last week, 14-12. Given up a few advantages already in the opening 10 minutes. As then Tamac will want to put this one right on the money once more. Price for Schoeman.
Use it, please. Always inside.
Up from Price.
Against France, opting to kick to that right-hand side from their kick-off.
Step up, please. I'll get you the numbers on the line.
Richie Gray doing a dominant catch. And as soon as you're up in the air, then obviously the French forwards running there, or the wingers cannot touch him until he comes down. So actually they get him up there, but it's a class act, because you've got to get your timing right. Your lifters are going to know, he's got to call when, and they're doing it very well at the moment, Scotland. Now France.
Marchand for Woki. Missed the Six Nations, Cameron Woki.
It's just a free ball with Woki, whether he's at 2, whether he's at 4, he's at the back line. Just throw him up. He catches everything, as long as the throw's straight. France now using the arm wrestle.
Okay, stop once. Full line, 3, no, 3, full line.
Dupont will use it. Danty, head down, going straight. Even had time to remonstrate with the referee to say he wasn't being released. Now Dupont just calculating what the percentage decision and options might be. And then Penaud, who is going backwards more than he's going forwards at the minute, and swats away 3 or 4 Scottish shirts. And Scotland are able to get in there and turn it over and say, if you're not able to use it, Damien Penaud, we certainly will try. And coming up through the middle and crossing that gain line and the halfway line is Duhan van der Merwe. Russell just spots open turf straight down the middle. Is that going to bobble into the in-goal area where they won't want to touch that down for a goal line dropout, or will they?
Goal line.
That is going to be the option for Jonathan Danty.
There's a game of sevens broken out. Fantastic. Dupont on the ball, Intermac just having a cup of tea, and all of a sudden Penno decides, give me the ball. I'm going to run right across the pitch like I shouldn't do. Like everyone coaches the game, don't run across the pitch, run direct.
Like 7-year-olds rugby.
Absolutely. I'm all for it because you know the talent and you know exactly what he's trying to create. Unfortunately, it didn't come through. Another turnover. You get a great game when you get a few turnovers. And you are tonight because they're going to give the ball some air.
Intermac was just having a cheeky little look around that post protector to see if something clever was on the other side. But in the meantime, Scotland field the dropout.
Straight to Richie Gray.
And it'll be his second row partner in vice-captain Grant Gilchrist, and Russell, Tui Pelotu into the tackle. Price just floated that over the top without as much time on the ball here. Dupont just decides to hack it out. Nature of 13 changes. French just looking a little disconnected at times.
Well, Nick Berry, the referee's just asking his touch judge what happened with that pass. It went back initially, and then Dupont decides to rock it in. But here we go, Penno on the charge.
I need clear numbers, guys.
Tuipulotu brings him down, eventually scrags him down, and then he loses the ball. It's all well and good looking like a show pony. Sometimes you're going to be a pit pony as well and hold on to it.
He is one of the world's best finishers, but that was a little bit more oh-no than Penno.
Set you up for that, didn't I? Good pace on this game, though. Fantastic.
France's 10-metre line. Scottish front row men already been putting a shift in. Likes of Nell and Schoeman and Turner. Played over the top from Gilchrist, and then it is Schoeman. Russell wants it to put that width on, and Darge will take it up. Aldrit wanted to get over for the turnover. And in fact, although he wasn't that easily able to execute it, Scotland have handed them the penalty by approaching that ruck in from the side.
I think it was Richie Gray again, done so well catching the ball. This time he's cleared someone off. You've got to come through the gate. Yes, you hear us saying this, but basically it's the back foot. You can't come in at the side. Aldrit was over that ball. In probability, knowing his skill levels, he would have got that if, again, Richie Gray hadn't stopped him. The result is 45, 50 metres up the field. France will walk to this. The communications are there.
Yeah, I'll get them for you.
Another chance to see the carry from Darge.
And that's it there. You say, Aldrit, you cannot do that. Richie Gray in at the side.
Five.
That's an absolute clean-cut penalty.
2 metres, George. George, 2 metres.
Shorten line out.
We got someone in the tracks at the front, Carl. Thank you.
Woki brings it down. Marchand engages at the back. And he has managed to smuggle it back now for Dupont to use with Danty. And then Intermac looking for the kick over the top, but they'll come back for that penalty.
It's broken away. You found yourself on the outside, and then you've come around. It's broken away, and you found yourself on the outside.
It's gone against Jamie Ritchie himself.
King on blowing a little bit. It is again. I said I will keep on going. It's a very hot night. Forwards will just take their time. Get the again.
Okay, they're coming towards you, Carl.
Get the communication. Intermac's going to pop this in. Doesn't want to be too cute, but knowing his skill level as well.
I understand.
Just a little bit, about 6 metres out. Didn't quite define.
You found yourself on the outside, and then you've changed onto the ball carrier.
Jamie Ritchie still asking Nick Berry exactly what it was for, but I think everyone's heard that on your sofas.
France then, as the volume in St Etienne raises. They're getting ready to wave the tricolour flags as the French forwards try and engage first gear to get this more moving. The penalty advantage already. The arm out from Nick Berry. Aldrit. Pick and go from Cyril Baille, but doesn't make any metres there. Now the ball comes forwards.
No advantage, early drive by Blue.
I think that was Jamie Ritchie. He's got to watch himself here. France, I'm sure, will just pump this sideways. Go again. The crowd is unbelievable.
Allez, Les Bleus rings around.
They want to lift their side.
Guys, discipline here. Wait till they're down, okay?
Woki again. He's their go-to man, like I said. He just...
Don't touch your jumper while
Well, he's
still
gone a
in
little
the air.
bit.
Let the jumper
Gilchrist
come
is in.
down
I can
before
see
you
what
go.
he's trying to do, but he has to let him hit the floor. You can't grab him in air. There they go again.
More numbers in this time. It comes to Aldrin. Oh, they wanted to play it straight there, but it's come off the hands in the transfer.
On the 5. Yeah.
Well,
Probably went perfectly well in training this week.
Yeah, we'll bring it
For
out
Paul
of that.
Boudon.
But adjust for it. If you know what it's like, adjust.
It wasn't to be.
again, that's nearly
Just nice and patient, okay? Wait till the ball's
inexcusable, really, from the... Again, it's just not there. You need to
the
just
left
bring
of that.
that down and almost get the guy coming round.
Guys, we just come out of that divot, okay?
One cap, one
here.
loss for Paul Boudon after last week was
To the left, nice
on the
and slow.
bench for La Rochelle.
Boys, keep the weight off the front.
Top
Consistent
14
hit,
in
okay?
January when he saw Finn Russell slot 24 points in Racing's 39-36 win there.
Nice
There's
and
going to be some
stable.
weight coming through this French scrum now, trying to get this ball back. They made a mistake. It's all about getting into territories, getting down to 5 minutes, coming away with those crucial points. France normally unbelievably brilliant going into the 22, coming away with those crucial scores. Here they go.
A lot of movement.
Straight across.
Scotland knew it was coming. They absorbed it well.
Straight across, no one dominant. Yeah, it's gone straight across field, guys.
Fabien Galtier reminding us all to stay hydrated.
Yeah, time off. It's all right.
I think everybody
I
is.
know. You guys are cutting up as well. You want to come here?
Yeah, they do so much good round the
Straight
park,
across, no
don't they?
one's
Props,
dominant
the
there, it's
modern
gone
day
straight
prop
across.
forwards. Again, popping those balls out the back, carrying,
Guys, bind up,
jackling.
please.
And
Keep
now
those
they've got to
brake
do the
foots on a
day
little bit
job.
longer.
Because
Okay?
without this...
Keep the brake foot on. Yeah, sure. Crouch! Bind! Set!
Ali Price. Oh, penalty goes the way of France.
Straight to ground.
It's gone against Schoeman.
Luchet, you pulled him straight to ground.
He enjoyed that, Antonio. Well, this is going to be pumped
Yeah, I
again.
get it. Yeah, your loose heads just pulled him straight to ground.
That's the decision from the referee.
Pitch has really come up
Schoeman.
there as well.
Schoeman's just pulled him down. It's a weight thing, isn't it? I know referees are now talking about keep the height. You know, obviously trying to keep that ball up or keep the shoulders up to get that ball in and get the ball out. But here they go. I don't think they'll mess up this time.
It's going to be a bit more of a simple engage this time. Marchand gets into the back once again.
Stop once!
Dupont given one call.
Please use.
Gabin Villiers is off his left wing, ready to come onto this. Dante just straightens. Well met by Tui Pelotu, but now is there a bit more width? Ntamak thinks that the channels outside are a bit crowded, so he opts to just cut in himself. Scotland stop him the first time, then Cyril Bay to grab a canny half-metre or two. Scotland look to turn it over, but illegally so.
You can't win the ball and stand up there.
We will listen. There's words going to be said here.
Where's Jamie? There's too many penalties down here now, okay? We've had a couple of line-out infringements. He's too long there, okay? He's not supporting his own body weight. He's gone. He cannot win the ball and stand up in that position. He's far too long. Get the message to him, because the next one will be a yellow card.
Well, there we go. Clear communication from referee Nick Berry. Too many penalties in this last 5 metres or so.
Antoine.
While France have been knocking on the door.
Okay.
Talking of cards, we saw a few.
Guys are going for a shot.
Didn't we? Red for Mr. Farrell. What a game. England deciding to play in the last 10, 15 minutes.
It was a penalty count that
Okay, that's
France
our water break, everyone. All right.
were guilty of
Let's
being
go.
a little
Let's
heavier
go,
in
water off,
over the
please.
first few
Got a
minutes,
couple
but
tries.
Scotland have seen to that. 6 penalties to 2 they've conceded now.
That's what happens when you put sides under immense pressure. You know, France haven't started that well as they did last week. Just close the gap with another 3 from Ramos. But again, Scotland desperate to keep their line clear, their try-scoring line. They don't want France to even try and get a sniff. So that's what happens. Your line speed gets faster. You're off the line. You're slightly penalised for that. You know, you go in beyond the ball, and any little things coming in at the side, all these things just build up the pressure, because France will come at you all the time. That's what it was given for.
6 points on the board. France opting then for the 3. Interesting decision, given that Scotland were just given that warning not to go for more, and see if they could perhaps push Scotland into transgressing and maybe receiving that yellow card.
I agree, totally.
Comes down for Aldrin. Steyn tried to ambush him with the tackle.
Release! No one out!
It's a winger on a number 8 special.
You're inside.
Dupont in no hurry.
No. Yeah, it is now.
Flamand went in to give him protection, but then fell over, so ball was out a little quicker, but Dupont was able to deal with that. And Dempsey. Good solid Ramboudin with the tackle. Now it's Ritchie. Just bounces infield off the left peg. No one there as an option for Price initially, and then Jones. Scotland just looking a little disconnected momentarily. Now, just played a little bit further back, and is it going to be Kinghorn who finds a way through? Then the support line is there from
Look at that, back off White.
Price. Threw it back into a French hand, then it went backwards. Net result is now Cameron Woki has the ball, and it's the job of Nick Berry to entirely undo what was going on there.
Yes, there are mistakes. Guys are panting out there. The crowd don't like this, but Aldridge did actually knock that back. They thought it was a Scottish handling error. It wasn't. Referee's doing an absolute...
It's just hit a white hand, okay?
There you go.
Going forward.
Doing a great job, but it's exciting because you're getting turnovers, and when you get turnovers, you get a thrilling game. Coaches don't like it, obviously, because you want to be in control of the ball every second, but you see the individual skills. You see Kinghorn coming through there. You know, Dupont thought he was in. The normal reaction from the French crowd.
Indeed.
Yeah, sure. So I've got a white knock on here, Tommy. You're going to start with the Blues.
So it's going to be a Scottish scrum anyway.
You're not in a position to stand up there. You're far too long. Okay, you might have gone on the ball, but you're not supporting your body weight. You're going down.
Give everyone a little moment to catch their breath.
And normally they're on every quarter. I think they might be on every 10 minutes.
Certainly not a bad idea.
Yeah, okay.
4 Rugby World Cup games will be played in this stadium.
You ready to go? Let's bind up, please. You know what that last one's for,
As
okay?
far as Scotland's campaign.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. Go to the left of it.
Pool B, with the likes of Romania, Tonga, Ireland and South Africa, who they will open their tournament against. I'll be pleased to have Xander Fagerson back for that one, who managed to have his ban reduced from 4 to 3 for good measure, and then 3 to 2, doing his tackling coaching course.
How many wicks is Mr. Farrell going to get for England? That's going to be very interesting.
Answers on a postcard.
As this breaks up, I'll tell the viewers that probably haven't seen it. He was sent off for one of his speciality tackles.
Check it out.
He's never been carded before. He's never been red carded before, but he's made his presence felt on the pitch. It's a shoulder barge to the Welsh substitute that came on.
I think as we were watching it, you referred to it being his rugby league
DNA.
Well,
his dad, obviously, Andy Farrell, fantastic rugby league, born up in Wigan. Yeah, I think he's in a lot of trouble personally. It was an exciting game. Like I said, England decided to play in the last 20 minutes and got the win. But Wales showed some great skills and asked a lot of questions. England down to 12 players at one time. 3 on the naughty step. There was 3 of them. Again, Stewart,
hear no evil, see no evil,
it's worth a watch. It'll be on all your streaming channels.
Free kick going the way of Scotland then, as
Be patient.
third in the
Yeah,
world, hosts fifth in the world here in St
Too much
Etienne.
movement, guys. Hit and hold, please. Okay, scrum, guys.
It's a free kick, so you can't go for pen. If it was a pen, I'm sure Russell would have a ping. Again, it's sapping. You can see the guys aren't struggling out there, but my goodness me.
Okay, we just need to adjust. Hit and hold, okay?
Playing
Let's
in
go.
an oven.
Might be a few forwards coaches who are due to be making their visitations
Wind up,
to
please. Just
the
hit and
Stade
hold, okay?
Geoffroy
Don't
Guichot. Just taking a bit of an
consistent
interest
hit
in
from
how
you.
much the football pitch is cutting up a little. Might be a bit of work for the groundskeepers to do.
Exactly, France in the warm-up before obviously kick-off. There was a little patch there on the right-hand side, but they've covered it up. They've got ground staff.
Crouch!
So it'll hold up, I'm absolutely sure.
Fine! Set!
63rd cap for Ali Price, who gets that ball in.
Use
Played
it!
in all three of the British and Irish Lions tests in South Africa and plays it away to Russell. Tui Pelotu will be the dummy as it goes to Jones. Just coasts nicely back in. Placing the ball from Russell to Schoeman. And a few of the Scottish fans could just about be heard. Price didn't see anything on, has a little dart himself. Then is it going to be there for Gilchrist? Aldrit looks to try and get
No, not over the top.
over the top
Use.
there. Russell, Tui Pelotu, little no-look pass, found Kinghorn, then on for Steyn. France get in to turnover and are successful. And Dupont wants to go immediately. An attacker was made within the 10 metres, so it'll be a continued advantage. But the assistant referee has his flag up while France continue to play. Antoine Dupont has not heard the whistle and continues to go and score.
Flags up.
It will not be the 5 points that Gabin Villiers is currently celebrating with him. And I think the realisation may just have dawned.
Yeah. Nine's clearly not 10, but he's made the
He's run
tackle.
5 metres or so.
Just listening.
He's run 5 metres. He's not onside when he runs 5 metres.
Jamie, I've made the decision.
Okay, start.
Well, there was absolutely no question that Ali Price wasn't back 10 metres.
thanks.
You've got to allow, you can run with the guy,
Apologies.
but you
The
can't
flag
get
went up.
involved in tackling.
Someone's gone out over there.
That's
Okay,
the
it's your
rule.
penalty here.
So
Nine blue.
line blue's off, that's Ali Price gone. There's an injury concern with White. Again, the guy that started in front of Price for the Six Nations, so I hope his ankle's better. That's a concern for Gregor Townsend before he names his 33 on Wednesday. But again, you can see the dangerous running lines. This is
Up on the
Dupont.
5.
Claiming he gets a leg on
And he
it.
puts his... Actually, Price, I think, just places his foot. Oh, my goodness me.
He actually didn't quite
He
make
didn't
it,
go
did
out.
he?
The crowd are reacting to this, and actually on those pictures, which maybe Nick Berry should see, the result of the Dupont pop-up was Thibaut Flamand, an incredible athlete, can play across the back 5, makes that break back to Dupont. But on those pictures, you would have to say Dupont was not in touch.
Well, he's influenced a decision there towards Carl Dixon. Scotland with 14, with Price in the bin. France go to the toe. Olivon, then Marchand and Aldrit. It's a good close to the door from George Turner, but he's feeling every bit of it. Good central position this for France as Dupont plays away, and Tamac round the corner just held it up beautifully for Dupont to fly onto, and Fickou burrows his way through and finds Marchand with the offload. Flamand looking to do the pick-up job, and Aldrit was there.
Tackle, open up!
Scotland drive them back well. That time it's Olivon once more.
Playing advantage, blue.
Now have they got numbers right? By then Tamac back in field. Oh, it's come back off the French though. We were playing a penalty advantage. Ramos was involved in there.
They're not rolling.
They were looking for that little ball back inside. Again, we are back in this area.
Time off.
Well-
Jamie,
Here we go.
we're back down here again.
Well, he's
We've
taken the
just
words right
lost
out my
one to
mouth.
the bin. Okay, another one down here. is going to go, okay? That is a warning. All right, that tackle's got to roll.
But didn't he say that the last time?
Well,
Just because you back down again, do you get another
Scrum.
one?
yeah.
Scrum option.
Penalties conceded, 9-2, and that's pressure. That is the pressure that, again, this French side can do. They can play all the glamorous stuff, electrifying guys, electrifying handling. Dupont, Fickou, so crucial, that glue in the midfield for them. But when they want to, they can just ramp it up. One out, use your brute strength. You see the size of the bench coming on in the second half. 6-2 split for both sides, as you said, Nick. There's a lot more muscle coming on, but again, this is with Dupont. This is where France want to be now. Options, all areas.
Voice of Dewi Morris, former England scrum half, who's with us here in St Etienne. And it is the French scrum half, Dupont, and his club colleague, Ntamak, who are just trying to force Scotland into chasing shadows. Ramos is stood directly behind the scrum with Ntamak. They're going to flood to the left-hand side. Dupont, Ntamak, it's opening up for the fly half, and he will score the try. Down to 14. The space was there to be exploited, and that is the back line that will find it.
Again, perfect scrum. Were they going for a pen? Yes, he probably thinks of France, but actually Nick Berry, the ref, says, go, play it. Let's get going, and all of a sudden, and what happens when Dupont picks up 3 people? He attracts 3 people. There was a decoy in there. It was Fickou, I think, is the decoy. 2 of them again. Trap 3 guys in that midfield. Kingo can't do anything. Steyn can't get across. Ntamak. It's just alarms go off all the time. As soon as Dupont, Ntamak, Fickou gets anywhere close to this ball and start running. They were transfixed, the Scottish midfield, then by Dupont and by Fickou's run, and then the ball out the back or across him was just straight to Ntamak. Simple play, but it is because they're so good.
Yeah. And
they're so that any one of those could have scored. You know,
they made Scotland look like they only had 12 players.
Well, I like it. Yeah, and that's what the crowd wanted. A bit of a sluggish start compared to last week, but again, we're ahead in the game.
Up and running in terms of tries, and Ramos adds the conversion.
Scotland down to 14 when that try was scored. Can they get some more points? Look at Ntamak. Dupont looking right. He's looking right. He's always coming left. He's probably calling to people like that just to try and attack some Scottish defenders on that far side. The bench love it. They'll be on in a bit. They won't have to keep warming up, I tell you. It's like I said, it's like an oven here, but again, brilliant. France have been simmering and now they've come to the boil.
13-10.
Okay, let's go, come on.
The hosts have got themselves in front. Kinghorn. It's a little deeper. Steyn.
Need a ground release!
On Aldrit. Gets to ground.
Don't jump on him. No, his timing was good. Okay, use it, please. Off now, one. Off now, one.
I just love the skill set of Dupont. He's actually need to go off his left, and I'll tell him go off my right, or shall I go off my left again? But he's equally as good off both.
Don't do that.
Phenomenal.
I think in the dictionary next to sublime rugby player there is a picture of a Mr. Dupont. Something else, isn't he?
Oh, thank you.
He certainly is, and he's going to be key.
Okay, guys, come on in.
Goujo can play mine, Serra. All these guys can wear the 9 jersey, but nothing like this guy.
2 metres, Julian.
So Scotland haven't got a scrum half at the minute, but...
More!
I think Finn Russell is looking to play there, obviously. It's one of the most skillful jobs on the
Okay, stop
pitch,
ones!
Of course.
Just stay there.
Russell.
That's on the full.
Oh.
Goes for the box kick, and you could hear the referee immediately telling him that's on the full.
Yeah, sure.
What were you saying about
Do
it?
you know what I said
Quite
about the
high
most skillful jobs on the pitch? It is.
Sure, yeah.
Let's get a shoe.
It's interesting how many people could actually box kick accurate like that. You'd think Phil Russell bang. No, he is human. Ball in hand is probably none better, but actually...
We just got a moment with Grant Gilchrist.
Yeah, it stopped. That's once. Remember, you got the second
Had
one
his
as well.
50th start last week.
Once it stops the second time.
Edinburgh
okay,
second
that's
row.
right. Once it stops the second time, I'll let you know.
Captain Scotland against Argentina in the tour last year. Got a
Pardon?
couple of Rugby World Cups under his
Oh,
belt.
that's his dad.
Another
Good.
chance for everyone to
Okay,
just have a
all right.
pause and get some water on, but now Gilchrist looks to be getting to his feet. Not entirely sold on the Scottish
Okay.
jersey or the
Time
shorts,
back
whichever
on,
it is
guys.
that makes it look like the dress shirts just hanging out at the back. Not entirely
Six,
sure
guys.
about that.
Not needed today.
Time back on. 2 metres, please. Thank you. Ball! Through the mark.
Line out well executed from France, and look at Aldred and Olivon
Tackle!
heading upfield together. Oh, it's been
Playing advantage.
really well ripped by Dempsey, who now finds himself a little isolated.
Yeah, no
Flamand got
advantage,
over
guys.
it.
Play the knock.
It was coming back on the French side.
Yeah, knock on White
It'll
there,
actually
yeah.
be the knock-on.
You ready
Just
to
got
feed?
to be so quick. Dempsey doing so well, and then he finds himself on the
No,
floor,
knock-on
and
was
then
here.
Flamand's big paws are all over him. Luckily for Scotland, with this scrum half in the bin, Price, Finn Russell will take over as 9, putting this ball
Wait
in.
for the ball, yeah.
This ain't going to go in
Nice
straight.
It's good.
They're not hanging on
Patience is
to
good,
Scotland
guys.
at
Keep
all.
that
They've
space,
played
all right?
very
Balance,
good
balance.
rugby. Just 3 points behind, but I think they want half-time to come. Bring the card down a little bit. 5 minutes, 4 minutes to go. I think they'll just be quite comfortable with us.
Fine!
Playing a
Set!
full pack of forwards, so there's one short in the
Do it
background.
again.
And they won't mind that because it'll take another minute for the scrum to reset.
Come on.
Russell goes back to have a chat with Blair Kinghorn.
Lined up, let's
Kinghorn
go.
takes up that position. He was 10 for Scotland against Italy in March in the
Well,
final
yeah,
round of the
consistent
Guinness
hit,
Six
guys,
Nations.
from both of you,
Blair
all right?
Kinghorn
Same on both
scored a
balls.
hat-trick of tries.
Michael!
It's in the 15 shirt for country.
Just
Before
wait, I'll get
last
this
week,
forward.
it was actually
Hit and hold,
May
guys.
2021 that he was last playing in fullback.
Crouch!
The two of them can
Fine!
clearly switch roles.
Set!
Russell's got to get
Steady!
this in and away first of all. Well, we're never going to get that far because it's a penalty. And this time,
Tight heads, dropped his bind, gone down.
there you go, it's gone against Dorian Aldegheri. Just a second cap in 2.5 years for the Stade Toulousain man. Last coming against England in the Guinness Six Nations.
Yeah, just on the left of him. Yeah.
Blowing hard there, the old Toulouse front row. It's a
I'll
funny
find out
game,
for
I
you.
think, because why would the prop
How long for that yellow
want to
card?
give a penalty away when Scotland are down 14? No. But technically, I suppose Berry is correct.
You got that
Scotland have
one?
just nudged it
Just
very
lost your
well.
mind,
Up
okay.
to 22, so no idea. Everyone appeals. Lee Price is on his bike and appealing, so
Okay.
2.5 minutes remain of the first
No,
half.
not yet.
St Etienne's
I'll
famous
find
for
out for you.
bike manufacturing. Yes, there you go.
You did have a...
I did do something this morning
Yeah.
in my computer.
Richie
on, Scotland.
brings it down.
Stop once!
Can Scotland pull off a flourish?
Okay, use it now! You can use it! Stay!
Russell feeds Tui Pilotu. Head straight down into Ntamak. Russell needs his players round the corner as he continues to play scrum half. He pops it up for Darge. Goes the same way. It was a long way down for the frame of Richie
On the
Gray.
person, no, stay!
His 75th cap, but did well to pick it from the bootstraps.
You're just taking the clock down, aren't you? It's up to 5 phases. Want to keep this ball for another 5. Numerically, they're disadvantaged, obviously, in the backs. Finn Russell, but Finn Russell, he's not struggling to play 9, but again, it's slightly different for him.
Just a little slip of the boot there from Jones. He just drifted out to that wide channel and got the call on, sensing that the French defensive numbers were defending inside that 15-metre channel. They've just started to fan out there a little bit now. Richie tunnels under that first tackle. Russell gets the call from Kinghorn to switch back to the left-hand side, and Kinghorn just drops it back left into the pocket for Dempsey once more. 9th phase for Scotland, but it'll be a phase that
release,
costs
straight
up
on
the
the ball.
penalty. as Danty
Paul Curry holding on.
tries to get hold of it.
And they're just ratcheting up now on their neck, though. I mean, that's what we're up to. Look at my machine.
We're into double figures now. That's the 10th penalty Scotland have conceded.
10-3, and you ain't going to win games, I don't think, as the pressure will build.
On the 15.
The referee's interpretation will build. There'll be a card coming. Because, again, both sides want to keep the other side out, and then you start making mistakes.
Ali Price comes back onto the field
yes.
for the final 15 seconds of this first half.
Did pretty well. French coaching staff applauding that penalty, that turnover. Just like LeBleur to get a score just before half-time. We're in the red.
Thank you. Ball inside the 5. Playing advantage. 1 blue.
Another penalty advantage. Another penalty against Scotland. Dupont
You got penalty advantage.
plays it for Olivon. Speculative one over the top. Tap back for Scotland for Kinghorn.
No advantage. You
Gail
got one
Ficou.
there, Adam?
It's just feeling things a little bit.
Yeah.
I think we're on. Since
One
they
blue
did not got a
collapsing.
bad football team, have they? So I think he was maybe doing a little bit of rolling around, trying to get the referee's attention.
again?
Nothing in it. Dupont playing a kick over the top. The penalty
Yeah.
was coming. We're listening.
We checked the collision. There's no foul play. He's run into him. 1 blue, collapsing.
Another scrum penalty.
Well, the crowd are demanding Intermac
Yeah, I
goes
know.
into the
Yeah,
corner.
yeah.
There's 2 balls on the pitch.
Let's go.
No cockerels.
And the Mexican wave has started. Into the 22 come France. Clock in the red.
Jamie, we're back in the 22. Jamie, back in the 22. Discipline here.
Scotland have just gone up to 15.
You're on that warning.
But Jamie Ritchie is reminded of the warning they are
You're
under.
on the warning.
Little flash of lightning possibly in the distance over the stadium. Oh, it's a poor line-out throw in the end. Over the top it goes, and France just not able to
It's touched.
execute at that key moment. Russell sends it downfield. Ramos is there with Penaud. And Ramos
that's
says
half.
that will do for the first 40 minutes. Well, Scotland went out to the lead. France have managed to reel them back in and get their noses in front, but perhaps the big warning sign for the visitors, they've conceded 1 less penalty in the first 40 minutes than they conceded in the entire match last week. And discipline for this Scotland side, if they're to stay close to their hosts, is going to be super important for that second half. Half-time in St Etienne, it's France 13, Scotland 10. Scotland first out of the dressing rooms, closely followed by France. The hosts managing to get themselves into the lead by the end of that first half. But no doubt, Dowie Morris, conversation at half-time will have had to have centred around discipline in your own 22 as far as Scotland are concerned.
Without a doubt, it's in Nick Berry, the referee's head now. They cannot make any mistakes, and you know exactly what I mean when France get down in that 22, and that's exactly where France want to get down. The possession stats in the first half was 37% just to France. Scotland played well, especially in those first 20 minutes. Scotland just with 63% of it. But again, Intermac will now bouncing the ball up. They'll want to put on a bit of a show. It's sort of rumbled along. It hasn't been the sort of kaleidoscopic exhibition that I thought it was. Maybe conditions, and for once it's not rain, it's not wind, it's just the heat. Maybe that play a part, but these French guys should be used to it. And look at this now. If you can't perform on a stage like this, where can you perform?
Not fireflies, but the lights out in force as France get the match restarted. Leading by 13 points to 10. 1 try apiece. Schoeman knocks it on, and it's going to be an immediate opportunity for Aldrit, who gets the ball out immediately for Danty, who, in the wrap-up tackle of Tuipulotu, couldn't quite get the offload away, but they've got numbers down the short side if they can use it. Dupont initially to Aldrit, now sizing up the other options. It's Marchand, and then back to Dupont. Cute little flick back inside from the scrum half. Then for Woki, who wasn't entirely sure he knew he was going to get it. And Tamak on for Fickou. Finn Russell trying to hold up his former Racing teammate.
Open up, Blue! Thank you, thank you.
Dupont senses it's on down the short side again. Penaud with the fend and the dive into the corner. 8 tries in a French shirt last season. He kicks off this season with 1 in St Etienne.
Has to be Dupont, the mastermind behind this. Damien Penaud scores the try. Aldrit again was crucial. 1 mistake. Schumann does that. Aldrit's on it. And this guy's now found his Harry Potter wand. I don't think he had it in the first half. He didn't have much ball to play with, but everything comes through this 9. Good hands outside again. There's 2 guys, Kinghorn, Gilchrist. You know, can you do better? Yes, you should. You should be there. Stein goes in for the tackle. You either take one man or whatever. It's Richie Gray, I apologise, not Gilchrist. Again, you have to do better than that, even though these guys can put the ball through the hand. The drop of a proverbial hat, but what a start for France. 2 minutes into that second half, I think there was a few words said by Raphael Benez or Galtier or Sean Edwards. Come on, big crowd here. You've got to perform. You haven't performed really in that first half.
Penaud might have been guilty of, might have been allowed, I should say, catch a little look over the shoulder at the youngster Louis Bielbiarré's performance, given his start in Murrayfield, but it shows some intelligent finishing, which is capped off with some beautiful kicking from Ramos.
You just see Ramos just kicking the ball. Look at that again. Eyes. You think he's going to go right? No. He's seen a mismatch out there. You've got a second row against a winger. Even so, again, like I said, they should do better than that. Communication between second row and fullback wasn't there for Scotland. It was for France. But again, Aldrit catches it. He's in the play twice. Dupont's on the ball. Whoa! Alarm bells go off, and then the
Tackle release!
Result is a try.
It's a tackle.
2 tries on the board for France, 10 points for the boot of Thomas Ramos.
Okay, use, please.
And Dupont keeps that in field. Coming down for Dempsey, who I think was half looking at Kinghorn, and it was only at the last minute he realised that Kinghorn was leaving him to claim it. France will have a chance to keep playing this.
Yeah, they'll go.
Ramos plays it in for Dupont, who bounces back to the short side and on to Ramos. And Ramos has got the gas to go up the touchline. Plays it back in field for Olivon. Olivon to go under the posts. It is sublime from France. Oh, how about that? It all started with that magician once more. The daring, devilish, delicious Dupont. And finished by Olivon.
Arguably, probably the best player in the world. Well, there's no doubt in my mind. This 9 just sees things that other people don't. It's a very simple thing. You can say Scotland didn't press as one. Yes, there was dog legs, but again, the opportunity's there for Lefnum. And there again, it's that little look. They think he's going to go in midfield. He isn't. He's going back to that left-hand side with Ramos. One big pass. Olivon, the past French captain, is under the post. That's what, 2 tries in 4 minutes, whatever. That's Scotland blown apart by pure utter skill. And if this place had a roof, it would have literally come off. I am telling you, the noise is unbelievable, and the quality of rugby in those 2 scores is just sublime.
Have to take your hat off to Ramos as well.
Oh,
with the noise, to have the awareness, to see Olivon, to execute the pass at full tilt, all top draw international skill. And he caps it off with the conversion. France 27, Scotland 10. It's happened in a heartbeat.
Well, you didn't want to be late back from the toilet, would you? The second half, there he goes. Straight, and look at that, he's passed the ball and he's through the gap. He's calling for it inside. Scotland have shut down Dupont getting the ball back, but the bigger pass to Olivon off the left hand flies in as he flies in underneath the posts.
Beautiful take from Woki.
Tackle release!
Dupont gets his forwards in position once more.
Okay, use it, please.
Imagine the script will look very similar.
Taken back.
Straight downfield for the likes of Dempsey and Kinghorn. This time it will be Kinghorn to take it. And Dempsey, well,
the ball's gone flat.
I
I have never seen that.
that is extraordinary.
He's kicked the life out of the ball, Dupont. I have never seen that.
Oh,
Yeah, it's going to be your scrum, guys.
It has to be the scrum. I know. Have you ever seen that?
I certainly haven't. I mean,
Okay, guys,
there
we're
was
gonna restart,
no
but we're in
chance that this
possession.
game
We'll
was going to be
restart with the
flat
scrum.
in any way, shape or form. But the ball, we couldn't have bet on.
They got a new one. I think they've got about 20 or 30 of them, so there's no problem.
Hope our French director somewhere has got a super slow-mo of the moment.
Well, it's just totally deflated. I mean, Dupont again didn't go for
Okay,
the
time on.
original box. It's the longer kick, saying to Scotland, come out and play. Come on, you know, we've hit you with a double punch here. You've got to come and get this game back in your hands if you can. And that's bizarre.
6!
If they still have
In!
sports shows with what happened next rounds, then that's
Ball's
one for the
out.
ages. Ball is out. Scotland have the chance to play it. Price back in field from Russell. Can he cast a few spells of his own as Scotland find the width to Van der Merwe, but the pass from Kinghorn was a little behind him and he was forced
By the knock on.
into the knock-on. France will have
Scottish
the
half
scrum.
France will back their defence.
thank
They
you.
want Scotland to do this. Again, two early mistakes, one for Schoeman. In defence, drops the ball to allows France and in there to get that first score. And this time, well,
Just
he
like
says
the
it
other
all,
running,
Van der
hasn't he?
Merwe. Yeah, he's normally very
Yeah,
good,
sure.
a massive ball carrier. He's got tremendous potential.
Keep
He
that
is
break
key
foot.
again to the
Break
way
foot,
Scotland
keep it on. Yeah.
need to play and want to play when they
Just
get to the
reminding you
World
guys about
Cup.
the
He
break
has to
foot,
truck
okay,
it up,
guys?
he has
To
to
the left
carry,
of
he has
that.
to push people off. Come
Yeah,
and
a little bit,
give
needs to
a
stay
hand
forward,
to the Scottish back row to help out with the workload. But again, one mistake, what happens? The boys in white.
It is a post-Stuart Hogg Scottish era as well. No one probably happier about that than Duhan van der Merwe, who, basically, if you ever watch any of the Scotland social media channels, Stuart Hogg screaming, making Duhan van der Merwe jump in camp is a fairly long-running series, so he'll be pretty pleased, I'm sure, to now exist in a fright-free zone. Dupont, Penaud just came hovering in. Oh, they tried to play that over the top. It was really well read by Finn Russell. And now Van der Merwe into Penaud. Managed to shrug off the Frenchman, but he shrugged off the ball at the same time.
Back up on the 40.
Ramos back in for Dupont, who's just got all the time in the world, although he was
Guys, all
slightly
going
caught by the
backwards,
turf.
play the knock on.
And we're going to come back for the knock-on, but is that Cyril
Cyril
Baille?
Baille.
Okay. Time off. Injury.
You just feel for any players in this period who pick up a knock or a strain.
Yeah, it's
With
very
the big
steady for a
dance
long
on
time.
home turf, particularly for these French players.
Oh,
in just
okay, you've got
4
20
weeks'
metres
time.
back.
Especially what he does for his day job, as in how much poundage goes, what supports those legs and comes through his backside and whatever. That
Okay.
ain't good, and these things happen. Look at that spinning round, the weight going through. I wouldn't like to even contemplate getting in there. Hopefully it's not too bad. Van Poortvliet got injured in a, just an accident for England at Twickenham. But again, France just trying to play the entertaining rugby. This is Van der Merwe coming across and win. That's great. Get Penaud off your back, but you've got to keep hold of the ball.
Guys.
Got to do it.
Jean-Baptiste Gros has come onto the field then. Toulon man, 112 kilograms of meat and muscle. Started last week in that
Keep that
loss.
space, yeah? Thank you.
Missed 6
to the
months of
left,
last
guys.
season, but they will, well, as you can see, they will get the ice in that. Was
Come
it
on.
an impact? Is it a bit of a
It's calf,
dead
it's-
leg
yeah.
cork maybe, or is it
Well,
a light strain?
listen to us, the experts here. Whether a calf is better, calf strain better than the ligament, I don't know. Both hurt. Hopefully he's got plenty of time. They've got plenty of options in that front row, but again, he's crucial, Cyril. But again, not only scrummaging, carrying the ball, knowing what to do, playing that Toulouse way, playing the French way.
Is it not okay to diagnose injuries from 80 metres away? I thought plenty of people did that.
If you've got a doctor,
Okay, use
probably.
it!
Aldrit for Dupont. On for Ntamak, who found Dupont, but they couldn't quite find Villiers.
Sorry.
Now it's back for Aldrit once more, who just keeps cropping up as a larger unit in that French back line when called upon. Flamand was the dummy runner. Oh, it's floated beautifully over the top for Penaud, and Penaud puts boot to ball, and they're all herring back, but Ntamack looks like he might be winning the race. It's loosened on the floor, and Penaud wants to finish it. Nick Berry is going to go upstairs to have a little look at this.
The grounding on the second attempt, but I'm not sure how the ball gets forward first, so we just need to check if it's knocked on first.
Yeah, okay, but we do have a grounding.
Yeah.
We also need to check that see those chasers are onside, okay? Yeah, sure. Tom, I'm going to come to you to clean this up, please. Okay, we've got an on-field decision of a try. We believe it's come off blue and then White has grounded it, so on-field decision's try. Just wanted you to check the kick chasers from the initial kick first, please.
So Tom Foley is the man on TMO duties.
Grounding, thank you.
And they have a few things that they're looking to check, that the chasers were onside from the kick.
I think Ntamack was ahead there.
I'm just going to pause it on the point of the kick. Just bear with me, please.
Ooh, he may just be slightly in front. Is it enough to be clear and obvious?
So there's no clear and obvious offside there, Bez, so we're going to go now and check the grounding and a potential knock-on in the build-up. Just bear with me.
It's just the way the camera angle is.
Yeah.
I think blue 9's dived on it, it's rolled underneath.
Yeah. Oh, so Bez, there is a knock-on there by White 10. His left hand knocks the ball forward, so it'll be a scrum 5 Scotland ball.
Okay, thanks, mate. Come back to me.
Well, there we are, no try.
Come back to you now.
Fairly swiftly done by the team of officials
That's
as
no
well.
try. White knock on.
There is no problem
Correct.
with that. Bang,
Okay,
bang, bang, get the
guys,
decision. Let's
the
go.
no try. White knock on. Blue scrum.
Crowd are
there.
disappointed. They will boo an absolutely correct
it was
decision.
knocked on in the field of play, guys.
That's why we have TMO. But I
the
understand
knock-ons
Will Rugby,
occurred
they're trying
here.
to speed everything.
Sorry,
Look,
guys, so
I'm
it's just-
totally in
it's just
favour. Everyone
around
should get
5 metres.
behind it. Perfectly done. Not an issue.
No.
Penaud could have had 2. He's got 1. Again, he'll want the ball there. Half an hour to go.
Nice and patient here, boys.
Cyril Baille
Wait for the
sits and
ball.
watches. Again, hopefully that injury to his calf is not as bad. It's just a
Sorry,
precaution,
guys.
really.
Okay.
Referee just gets in.
There's a big fella that's just come on.
First scrum, okay?
The
right.
small
Squeaky
frame
clean.
of
Keep the space, wait
Weenie
for the ball.
Antonio.
Okay, let's go.
Just
Come
when
back
you thought it couldn't get any worse.
Brought up his 50th cap
Kick
against
the blade,
Wales
boys.
Come up, okay?
in March. Scored his only try
Can you
for
get that
France
foot
that
up?
day as well, which was
Thank you.
a lovely present for him. Aldegheri makes way, as does Marchand by the looks of things.
They're all on.
Crouch!
New front row.
Antonio, another of the La Rochelle
Fine!
European champions, of course.
Too much lean. Too much, guys.
Too much lean. Well, it's unsurprising with a few
Forward,
lads
forward.
of that size, isn't it, Nick Berry? But
They wanted to get in the action a little bit too quick because they've been watching from afar. France will go.
Russell's got some lovely distance on that, but Ramos will take it quickly.
Yes,
Sends
yeah,
it
thank you.
straight back down towards the Scottish fly
Keep
half,
that
but
mark,
that has
guys.
kicked on, and it's going to kick on a little
All
too
right.
far. We will have a scrum
Thank you.
all the way back from where it was kicked.
Again, Scotland are going to make the most of this advantage
Thank
now.
you.
Probably the first mistake Ramos has made. Peerless in front of the poles. Normally a very good kicker, but that's the shame of the rugby
Too much
ball. This
lean.
time he wanted it
Okay.
to sit up.
You gotta
It's
be
rolled
better than
over.
that, guys. Keep your
As
weight.
it's rolled over, it goes dead. It's got to come back to where
the
he
next
kicked
one's a
it.
full arm, huh?
Now Scotland.
Thank you.
What move have you got? You need something special.
I just come up.
Yep, thank you.
He's going to step back against him. Sorry.
Ever since there was the slight law change of the goal line dropout, it's just teased kickers with it being a little bit more of a reward if you can get the ball just to sit in the in-goal area and force a team to have to run it back rather than take the goal line dropout instead of what used to be the 22 dropout. But
Fine!
you can see in that instance it is risk and reward, and the risk didn't pay off. All the way back we come, and it gives Scotland this platform. Price, missed pass into the middle for Tui Pelotu, just popped it up for Russell, but he was well met by Villiers, and now Price has just spotted a little bit of room and will kick that nicely into the corner to send France back towards their own try line.
Good play from Price.
Yep.
Absolutely correct decision. They'd read that well. Villiers
A little
coming
bit
in.
more space, eh? A little bit more
The
stability.
rush defence. Knew that ball was going out the back.
Guys, they're going
Back,
quick here.
Then initially to Price. Oh, off we go.
No, I'm not letting that go.
Bulgaria
We've got
wanted
men
to
everywhere here. If you want to go quick, I need a straight
fast.
line, please.
But again, an experienced 9, then just dropping the ball back in. All right, he gives the throw
4-man
to France, but he gives the Scottish forwards a chance to maybe nick one. And this is what Richie
don't do
Gray's
that,
in
guys.
there. He's all mouthing,
That's fine.
talking.
I'll
Come
do
on,
it.
come on, where's
Wait.
this ball going? Putting it down. You know exactly what Richie Gray's doing, the right thing. Trying to
2
put
metres,
off
please, George.
the French line out.
Jamie Ritchie has just come in to make sure that they make up the numbers. Pressure was on Woki, but he gets it down, and then it's going to be that man, Aldrit, once more from Dupont.
Keep coming.
Flamand and Antonio
Yeah, keep coming.
are there to
Use
help
it.
protect it.
Hold there, yeah, no, hold there. Use, please!
Dupont given the
Keep
call
going
of
when you're on that
use,
side.
Thanks.
and that looks to be a fairly safe clearance. Job done.
Yeah, they're just quite happy. Dupont
Here
does
they
that all
come.
the time, playing the ball out. Scotland are going to put the foot down now.
Well, they're looking to go fairly quickly themselves here, and
Don't close the gap. Don't close the gap. They want to go quick. Don't close the
Good
gap.
play, Scotland.
there we go.
They've bought a free kick anyway.
Well, they wanted to go quickly, forcing France to run in and get themselves sorted, but in their urgency to get sorted and alongside them,
They've
they
got a
closed
straight
the
line.
gap
Don't
in the
close
line
that
out.
gap. They want to go quick.
It's another technical infringement, and it's the free kick. And one of the options that they can choose is a line out, which it looks like we're going to have.
Stay wide.
As you were, everyone. Van der Merwe is just in position alongside the left shoulder of
2
Finn
minutes, 2
Russell.
minutes.
Oh, it's nearly an overthrow. Price did well to regather it, and it will be Van der Merwe who shows a good bit of footwork to just get around the first defender. Then it's Russell. Looks at the options and just decides to steamroll his way
Hey,
through
blue knock on.
and Tamak,
That
but
white one
it was lost
fast.
forwards.
Advantage over.
And Tamak's just stayed down, but Van der Merwe fields the ball, is unable to play it back in field.
Okay, we're live.
And Dupont
We're playing.
does play it quickly, and the referee's happy for him to go. Ficou plays it on for Bourgarit. Got just his second start for France last week. Oh, and the door just slides open for Dupont, who thinks he's got an opportunity
let
to
him go.
come forwards. Now Ficou. Boudin is hugging the right touchline, hoping that it might come his way. It'll find Woki first. 6 metres out now, France. Flamand, another offering himself. It'll miss him and find Aldrit, who gets into the tackle of Rory Darge. Alain Les Bleus rings around all the while.
6 is
The
good.
French Maverick
You've
10
gone straight off your feet.
is having to
6
limp
is
off
good.
in the background. Here is Roman
No, you've
Antamak.
gone
He's
straight
not
off
able
your
to
feet.
put his full
He's
weight through
entitled
that
to
left
contest
foot.
that. Yeah, he'll
I
check it
think
if there's
everybody
anything
with an
clear.
interest in French rugby and in the Rugby World Cup will be very much hoping that this is nothing serious for Roman Antamak.
Absolutely not. But again, France doing well. There's nowhere to home at all.
Well, he's
Yeah,
just
I'll
gonna-
stop it now.
Teno's just realised. So he's realised that. That's a great exit by,
Okay, make the subs.
Scotland.
Time's
A
off
great
anyway.
win over.
67 metres on that kick. Now, this is just where
Okay.
there's a bit of a
Finn,
twist in the knee
He's checked it. There's no foul play
for
there.
Antamak.
No, it was just Finn Russell had run out of options and he sort of barreled him out the way, and it's just the way he fell. But that 67 metres is again, it's given a great exit. This is we talk about the exit. This is the young lad you were talking about.
Yeah, Louis Biel-Biarré. And the first cap last week. Dowie, you and I had the pleasure of watching him in the under-20s earlier in the year. And, well, scored on debut last week at Murrayfield as the youngsters ran riot in that first half. But now, Scotland, what can they build? Van der Merwe finding the gap to just come in and straighten.
Tackle!
George Horn is on the field for Scotland now. Oh, penalty France.
He's released.
And I'm not sure Finn Russell is too happy about what he's seen here.
Never
Villiers,
wide on his feet. He's released and got on the ball.
Gamin Villiers is over top of that ball and he's turned it over. But again, that's why he used Duhan van der Merwe like that. Aldrit thought he had him and actually brushed. Aldrit is one of the best defending tacklers in the game off the ball, and that's, you've got to use your big runners. You've got to use your guys that can change, the game. You're now chasing this game by 17 points. Get him in the action, and then next time probably miss him out. That's brilliant carry. Then opens it up for scrum half, fly half. They see the gaps happening.
France will
Stay on the line, Blue. Thank
maintain
you.
possession. Line out time for them.
Back off, Blue.
They won't get it from the line. Scottish replacement, Stuart McAnally. Tui Pelotu, the little stop-go to try and get through Dante, nearly worked as well. Back in from Horn. Oh, it's a little loose and over the shoulder of Kinghorn. But now...
Now you pulled out of that.
Oh, but the options just straightening the end. Russell got it from Rory Sutherland. Oh, it's well kept in by Ramos.
Hold wide.
Sends it downfield, but he's not going to chase his own kick. In fact, very few people are going to chase it. I don't think Russell has decided, well,
run
you're
five.
not going to come after me, then maybe we'll come back at you. And Kinghorn has two on his outside. Oh, that was forwards and poor from Blair Kinghorn.
That was wrong in every option.
Guys, it's gone forward.
Again, this is what happens when you do chase the game. The pressure builds. You want that ball in your hand. Aldridge taking a well-deserved drink. He's fine. France will want to keep him as fit as possible. Yes, got Fiji and Australia to come, haven't they? 2 more warm-up games.
Okay, guys, there's your mark.
Scotland have just got Georgia. Am I correct?
Indeed, indeed, yeah. And 31 matches Aldridge played last season. That's right up there.
Nice and steady, okay.
You know, Tanga given his shot last week.
Crouch!
Talked about the new French front row. McAnally, Sutherland and Javan Sebastian.
That's a mess. And you guys are going head-on-head, okay? Go to the left, please. I don't want to see head-on-head.
Of course, left out in the cold after the demise of Worcester. Signed for Ulster on the short-term deal, but short-term deal, I should say, but still a free agent, still officially unattached.
Crouch!
Ramos has very much stepped into that fly half role.
Set! Steady!
Villiers and BLBRA occupying the spaces in the back three. Dupont, Penaud. Run straight and hard, the order of the day. Aldridge never gathered it and lost it. Stain from Jones. Just a knock-on advantage being played to Scotland. Back in from Horn. Then it's with Russell.
Just hold your run.
Tui Pelotu. And Van der Merwe looking at the options, just skipping into one, looking to get round another. But he just met Antonio, who said, "You're not coming into this club."
Backwards.
Russell. Gray. Tui Pelotu now dances around one, tries to sell the dummy to Penaud, but he wasn't buying it and is able to make the tackle. It's nice from Dempsey. It's a dynamic number 8 for Scotland, Dempsey. Russell. Little midfield dink here, meant for Jones, who's getting after it, but Ramos has very quietly tidied that up. Now it's coming down for Van der Merwe, who's being chased by BLBRA. Finds Russell in the middle. Russell's got an awful lot of pitch to find over in the corner. Was taken out a little late. He will remonstrate and complain.
That's a new ball.
He was fine there, but again, he had no real options other than to kick that ball, and that's easier said than done, but he's actually found the grass. He's given the ball back to France, but look where they are. So now France have to come out again. They're trying, but you mentioned Dempsey. I like him. I like him as an 8. He just gets you that ball. He's aggressive on it.
Time off, guys.
He attracts players to him because they know if they're not looking, and then he's got the dexterous hands as well, just little offloads. Hits in, absorb the tackle, pop the ball out, and get his support runners going. So
there's not much in it.
Started 5 out of the last 8 at number 8, including last week.
Okay.
Of course, he moved over from the
Waratahs
last year.
Have a drink now.
Qualifies through a maternal grandfather.
Time's off, guys. Dicko just holding at the front, mate.
Still got a few people on the field as the
Guys, I'll give you a chance.
water's being administered.
Boys, we're not going.
We're going to wait for the water to get off.
Dicko, are we outside here? Yeah, can we bring him outside?
France, who will open
no, you're outside,
Rugby
guys.
World Cup 2023. with just a small matter of a match against
Okay,
New Zealand. In that Pool A they are, with Namibia, Uruguay, Italy and the All Blacks. What a way to let the champagne cork out the bottle on September the 8th. Kick downfield, well taken by Steyn. Infield for Kinghorn, who will tiptoe out of his 22. Sticks it up in the air. Opted out of chasing his own kick, though, so plenty of time for Ramos to size up his options. Look to just dance around Sebastian. Coughs the ball up, and it's a nice pass to find Russell, who thinks he's got a bit of room to play here. And then on the switch finds Van der Merwe. That was nicely done.
Tackle!
Dupont was just doing his best to hold up the big winger. There for Sebastian again, who goes head down. Van der Merwe's taking a minute to get back to his feet, but Scotland still have possession. In from Horn. Managed to find it away from Darge, and Jones on the outside arc with Dante. And into Penaud. He's not got any support.
No, he's off his feet now. Hold it,
get over the ball, but referee Nick Berry saying that he'd gone off his feet for us all to see. Horn. Kinghorn across the face of the French defence, but Aldrit was there.
Still in!
Now it'll come back for Sebastian, who is met by Antoine Dupont, doing his best impression of a tight head. Oh, but it might be there for Jones. This is a decent channel for the Scottish centre. Cuts back in field. Penaud wrestling on his back, trying to stop him every which way he could. Scotland still have it. Van der Merwe will be in for the score. Scotland managed to find a way. The break initially from Jones, and Van der Merwe lurking out on the left wing.
After you passed, or?
Finn Russell is still complaining about being taken out off the ball.
Yeah, I had a read on the one after
here.
you kicked. I had a read. I was happy with that. And the TMO was coming for this one.
It was just
and he was committed to the pass.
On that left-hand side, but Hugh Jones does superbly well. Can I get the? Penaud drags him down, and then it's just the vision. Van der Merwe's just waving. No one sees him. That's an easy score. But what Russell is doing, it was the Dante's hit on him. And whether Van der Merwe is going to play any more further part in this game. But Dante actually did take Russell off the ball a little bit. It wasn't malicious. It was a committed tackle. But he's again, just put in that referee's mind. Look, they're after me. They're targeting me. Well, any team's going to target Finn Russell.
Okay.
Jonathan Dante. It's just a little unsteady.
Okay, all right.
And the kick just curled around and hooked away from the upright. 27-15.
Yeah, send him on.
Super ball.
Did you say 12? Okay. All right.
They get one back.
Well, indeed.
Are we good to go?
Now it's a deficit down to 12 points. Into the last quarter of the match. Van der Merwe will be leaving the field. Ollie Smith, the man to come on. And Thibaut Flamand has made way. Also see Sekou Makalu onto the field. Started last week, but back to what's become the more usual role for country as a finisseur.
Step.
With the returning meters. Ritchie. It was Darge, in fact. Ollie Smith straight onto the field and into the action. Horn back for Russell. Ramos perfectly positioned. It'll come back infield to the live wire. Biel Biarré.
Tackle!
That time just does the basic stuff that he's needed to do.
Don't pull him. Tackle!
French replacements into the action as well. Bastien Chalereau. Little chip over the top. Snatched out of the air eventually by Hugh Jones. Is that going to drift out on the full? Yes, it is. And the hands go to the head.
Okay.
I think they've just been better passes. We see Dante and Intermac, two injuries. Hopefully, again, not too serious. But Hugh Jones with that ball, I think he had people on his right-hand side, could have gone through the motions. It's been a hot evening. What's the time now? Just going 25 to 11, French time.
It's all right, guys. I'll get them for you. 5 guys.
So we see Richie Gray make way. hoping to make it a second Rugby World Cup. Of course, he ruled himself out 4 years
It's
ago.
okay, you've got 5. It's 5 on 5.
3-month-old son, Austin, at the time.
Ball!
Choosing a family, but he would love to be in the mix.
Stop once!
Gregor Townsend
Okay,
naming his squad this week.
Use! Tackle!
Break from the maul. Dupont. Turquoise scrum hat of Chalereau. Olivon. Stepping inside the clutches of
Tackle
Sebastian.
now! Need a ground!
It's the beauty of the beast, isn't it?
Release!
We've seen the beauty of the French backs and the interplay, and all of a sudden, right, hold on a second. We're not letting Scotland back into this game. We need the beasts to do their job.
He's got nothing to do with that tackle.
And it's Gael Ficou who was
13
just
wide.
taking men out who were not involved.
Tackling man without the ball.
There we go, tackling the man without the ball. Well, Danny Morris, it certainly felt with those 2 quick flash scores from Penaud and Olivon like France were about to slip into 5th gear and stay there.
Okay.
But it hasn't really turned out that way.
I think it's credit to Scotland. You know, again, they've got good structures. It's just the ball they need. You can see when Russell's out there and Van der Merwe wants it, things will happen. Hugh Jones is a handful in midfield. Tuipulotu also. So the combinations there is just keeping up that momentum. But again, it's those 2 tries in 4 minutes just after the break, which
Time is off.
really put France away, and then they probably thought, oh, well, this is a bit easy now, we'll take the foot off, and then Scotland comes back into it.
Hey guys, time's off. We got
Story of that first half of Scotland having to do so much defending in their own 22. It's not really been like that this second half.
And also the penalties, giving 12 penalties, that chips a lot of territory. You know, that's the killer.
Gregory Aldrit.
Okay.
Put him in cotton wool. Get him in an ice bath and then put him in cotton wool. He is so important to France.
Throw comes in. Scotland had
Still
it.
going forward.
It was won by Scott Cummings. His debut 4 years ago was against France in Nice ahead of his first Rugby World Cup.
Hold. Okay, use that now, please.
There for Horn. Tuipulotu. Round the corner it was for Russell. Oh, and Villiers had gambled high, and Kinghorn gets it away for Steyn. The pass did just enough to take it away from Villiers, and then the gap might just open up for Finn Russell, who plays it on for Scott Cummings. This is Scotland coming into the French 22. Hugh Jones has to tidy up the loose pass. Did pretty well too. Horn needs someone in support of Rory Sutherland.
Tackle!
He's held play up well. Back they go. Tuipulotu, oh, he's nearly slit the shackles himself.
Playing advantage.
Makalu trying to get involved, but it's going to be a penalty to Scotland.
Formed, okay? Let him run!
Russell wants to go quickly. Well, France back the requisite 10 metres. They twist and turn, the line at their mercy, and the try will be scored.
Yeah, sure.
Rory Darge, the quickest to react.
Okay. All right, I'll talk to the guys about it.
Scotland get another.
Again, it's the vision, it's the brain, it's the rugby brain of Finn Russell.
Okay.
You can see a gap there. He knows that they can't tackle him. The referee's shouting, get away from it. Eventually, Villiers,
He's checked it. It's all good.
Louis Del Barry, but Darge is over. That's good play. It's fast ball. Nothing France couldn't get back. They couldn't get back to guard that ruck. That's the tap and go. Finn Russell gets taken out.
About head contact.
McInally gets smashed, and then easy peasy.
Third try for Scotland.
They're pumped. They said they come here to play. Gregor talking before the game, this is why you want to play in these big games. They knew what they were up against. France making, 13 changes from the side that lost at Murrayfield. They wanted a little bit of revenge, and fair dues to Scotland.
Yeah, time off.
Under the pump with those 2 tries in that blistering 4 minutes at the start of the second half, and they've clawed their way back in. Van der Merwe try, Darge try, Dupont's off.
Time back on.
Just over 11 minutes remaining in the match. France 27, Scotland 22. 5-point game. Who's going to be the next one? Oh, it's lovely work from Dempsey. just to truck that first one up and then look for the offload. Thought it might have been on. All of France's replacements are now on the field, with Dupont making way for Lucu. Ramos, beautifully taken.
Tackle!
Ficou there for support as well. Ramos will play it on for Bourgarin. Just a second start in the France #2 jersey last week.
Playing advantage, White knocked on.
Knocked on though. There for Horn. Russell. He's not going to send it downfield that he shaped and looked like he was going to. Instead found Hugh Jones.
Knock on advantage over.
And Russell gets it again, and he's looking like that mischievous pedestrian, deceptive Finn Russell that we so often see.
And this is where the fitness comes in, all that hard work you do in the training paddock.
Little ball back in field for Cummings. Picking some interesting lines, the Glasgow Warrior. Penaud, well tracked, but Olivon was there on the shoulder, and so is Villiers. Oh, Villiers well brought down by Stein, but he didn't need to release the ball because he wasn't held, and Villiers, just loses it on the line. There would have been no one cheering that score more than Fabien Galtier, and the French public back in blue after 18 months and a rough spell with injury. Troublesome ankle. So nearly there this time.
So far it's Ollie Smith with a crunching tackle about now. Dislodges the ball. Sean Edwards loves this guy. He says pound for pound he's the strong boy. Ex of Rouen.
It's going to be your scrum.
My old nemesis Richard Hill and Karen are watching this game in France. He's texted me before. He'll be proud of him. He brought him through. Now playing at Toulon. And again, you thought, right, he's in. But fair dues, Ollie Smith, just coming out of nowhere and bang, shoulder in, perfectly legal.
Keep going?
Another injury.
The two sides faced each other in the Guinness Six Nations earlier this year. It was France 32, Scotland 21.
Wow. Carries 95 to France's 63.
I know you guys are going to go after him here. Just wait for the
gain
ball to
like
come in
success.
and go forward.
That's what Scotland need. That's how they play with Russell and whatever. Get that ball, meters made. And they're on the losing side, so they have to be just a little bit more precise. A couple of mistakes. That one was Schumann at the beginning of the first half. Let them in. Then the ball goes to Van der Merwe. Yes, he scores, and he drops the ball. Little things like that. This professional game, and we'll see it in the World Cup, will hinge on one decision, one drop ball. You know, you've got to have the luck with you.
Thanks, mate.
Sometimes don't overplay it, but these two sides love to overplay, so I can't criticise. I'm not. They're box office.
Okay, boys, here we go.
Nearly double the meters made for Scotland compared to France, but they trail.
Just hit and hold, okay? Wait for the ball.
Three tries
Keep that break foot on. Yeah, you're the same. Okay, time back on. Keep your weight, keep your feet up underneath, yeah?
George Horn.
Crouch!
About 50 minutes after Ben White went off in the first half last week.
Set!
In for his 22nd cap. And that is in and away from Dempsey. Russell. This pass for Jones, who's coming into the game more and more, it feels. Kinghorn.
Tackle!
Stay.
Just couldn't find a way through that bar ball to find an exit.
Tackle!
It's back. Stay, don't touch him. Use that, please.
Told to use. Russell.
Hold blue.
Dummied it once in the face of Macalou. And then it is back with Biel Biarré, and the crowd turn up the volume. That was about as flat as you like for Gabin Villiers.
Tackle,
Gets the right
release!
hand, fend out, and drives forwards. Lucu. Ramos.
Touched!
Touched on its way through. Finds Ollie Smith. You can see that there's no one in the backfield. There is now, though. Biel Biarré finds his way there.
Just hold wide!
Scuffed that as a little bit of a flat kick, and Russell just managed to find Jamin Sebastian to do a bit more of the piano shifting work for him. Ritchie.
Shows to me that Finn Russell's up for the fight, though. Crashing the ball, he doesn't really need to do that. He's such a playmaker for Scotland, but he's willing to do it.
Oh, that's lovely from Kinghorn. Just that outside arc. Reminder of that fly half presence he has. Now the ball on the toe. Is it going to sit up for Kyle Steyn? He opened the scoring for Scotland, and he's got them another one.
I'll give you time, Tommy.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah.
Levels the scores, but what a little ball on the toe from George Horne.
Unbelievable play. They just see holes where there isn't supposed to be holes, and they put their toe down. Credit to Horne, he's just digged that through. Ramos, you've got to say, wasn't really alert to that. You know what's going to happen, so sometimes Steyn just following that, the kicks through. He's looking at Steyn rather than trying to close the scrum half down. He knows he's got it.
Look at Ramos's body language
Absolutely.
as soon as he catches it.
If Blue have got subs, just make them now.
That's it, 27 piece. Conversion to come. 6 minutes or so. Scotland came back last week, having been 3 points to 21 down. They nearly came back in the Six Nations. Again, they eventually lost to France. What is going to happen in these last 6 minutes? He likes it.
Not quite.
Well, I always watch the kicker, and he just literally went down, picked the tee up, so I actually thought, right, here they are. They'll be having a good night, win, lose or draw, I'm sure, but they'd love to win. How poised is this game? How crucial? Who's going to turn the key? Who's going to do something special?
I can't be the only one out there thinking,
sorry, mate.
Wouldn't it be good if they were playing for something?
They are. They play for the World Cup places, some of these guys.
Well, they certainly are. It drops down. Good follow-up tackle from Biel Biarré, but it's also good calmness under pressure from Ollie Smith. It's back there for Ramos. 27 points apiece. 6 minutes remain of the game. A good kick from Ramos. 48.8 metres on that.
Yeah, Bayliss was chasing him down there. The back flanker, and he was giving everything.
I'll get numbers.
41,181
5.
in the Stade
5.
Geoffroy Guichard.
Thank.
Probably the little lull in volume.
Yeah, 5.
There's a few nervous
Right.
fans who desperately want to see their side, Les Bleus.
Thank.
Fabien Galtier's France get back to winning ways. Just 2 losses in the last 19 tests.
They've got to be crucial. Scotland have to actually
Come
hit
on, Blue,
top.
let's go. If
Double
you're huddle,
top
I'll give
here.
them a chance to mark up.
Can't make a mistake. You can't give again France an in with this 5 minutes to go, 4 minutes to go.
Jamie Ritchie.
Oh, they have.
It looked like they weren't even sure of the call themselves, the Scots, and it's Makalu, Luku, Ramos, Penaud joining the line and creating the extra space on the outside. Villiers.
Tackle, release!
Will it prove to be a costly moment for Scotland to have lost their first line out of the match?
Tackle!
Chalereau.
Release!
The Montpellier man. Luku. Ramos. Oh! Finn Russell was in a brilliant position to just disrupt it, and it's come back on the Scotland side. Stuart McInally diving and twisting. Oh, it's a terrible pass for Russell, and he hasn't got much time to do anything with it.
Guys, no advantage in that. Always going backwards. Play the white knock on.
There's going to be a little smile on the face of Finn Russell when he gets up for this.
There's a 50-50 with Antonio.
Time off.
Or Finn Russell. You're thinking, okay, I'm fair dues to Russell. I've been incredibly, I'm obviously impressed with him playing, but
Yeah, I thought the last one was
his
okay.
shoulder to the wheel.
You want me to check again?
Difference
Yeah.
in
Okay.
size, and he's saying, right, I'm having that. Invariably, there's a
good?
knock-on. I actually think a draw would be a fair reflection for this game.
Honours even.
Yeah, I mean, Scotland started
Okay,
superbly
guys, we'll
well.
get going. Water off, please.
France came back into it with the direction and the magician that
No, I
is
think you're outside.
Antoine
Water off,
Dupont.
guys. We'll go.
You know, the
Tommy,
both
we're
sides
outside here, aren't we?
have emptied the benches.
Thanks, mate.
It is a warm-up game, but then those 2 tries in 4 minutes, you know, da-di-da, and then the way Scotland hang in
Really
there,
nice
and then
patience on that
almost
last
said,
one.
right,
Okay, same again.
We know how we can dominate you.
To the left of that. Thank you.
7 tries we've been treated to.
Remember, keep that brake foot up there. Thank you. You too. Yep. Time on. Crouch!
It goes round again. It's not quite taken hold among the supporters because their eyes are fixed on this scrum.
Jumped it there. Jumped it. Yeah, both a bit of movement here. Let's go again.
Stuart McInally right in the heart of things.
Time off.
Captain for their Rugby World Cup in Japan.
Okay,
Said
keep your foot
retirement
there.
beckons.
Keep your foot, yeah. Don't move.
After the next tournament.
What do you do? Twist or fold? You get, if you're Scotland,
To
you
the
get
left.
this
Get your
in,
head
you
to the
play the
left,
Knights
okay?
exit, you put the pressure on, or do you do the Finn Russell twist?
And Jouet.
Oh, God. It's all set up on his left-hand side.
Crouch!
Horn with the ball. You got King Horn.
Six!
He plays 10 as well as 15. He's on the right-hand side. Oh,
Loose head's gone straight to ground.
Yeah.
what a
He's
decision.
gone straight to ground.
Exactly.
Oh.
We don't get the play on either side. It will be the penalty. It's the second penalty that Scotland have conceded at the scrum. So from losing their first line out to just a second
it's just collapsed,
penalty at the
straight to
scrum,
ground there.
the timing of this.
I gave you benefit on the
in
doubt
the
the one
late
before we've gone
70s
early,
of
and then that one he's just gone
it's
straight
not
down.
ideal
I
from the
am
Scottish
happy.
perspective.
No, in this position, and he ain't missing this. And that should be game.
He hasn't missed anything all game, Tomo Ramos.
Oh, Luku. Jamie Ritchie's blowing with his cheeks. Did he think that was a pen at the end?
Five out of 5 so far for Ramos. And this very much meat and drink to a kicker of his standard 25 metres distance. 90 seconds remain on the match clock. To give France a 3-point lead. Up go the flags. It's 6 out of 6 for Ramos. 15 points as the Toulouse boys watch on. And the injured boys in Danty and Ntamak. France 30. Scotland 27. Finn Russell under all sorts of pressure, but he's done well.
Tackle, release!
Jamie Ritchie was there to help as well. McInally looked for the little tip-on pass, but Florian Verheeg was there to make the hit. Scotland are going backwards in possession at the minute. McInally will have it again, then Russell. Low one was well taken by Sebastian.
Backwards.
Horn. Really nice again from McInally, and then Jones, and then more pace as Kinghorn takes Scotland up to the halfway line. So over the top, that was really nice to Cummings.
Playing advantage. Yeah, playing advantage, tackle off the ball. You got penalty advantage.
Off the ball. That just rendered Rory Sutherland a little uncomfortable as well.
Penalty advantage.
Horn. Didn't quite come off for Russell that time.
Tackle without the ball, white 13.
Sutherland is just staying down momentarily.
Time's off.
Looking quite uncomfortable.
Time's off. Yeah, well. We've got 2 men down.
Dear oh dear.
6-man battle. Time off, mister. We're happy with just the penalty here.
So, clock is in the red.
Okay, no worries.
Scotland will have the penalty.
We've got 2 players down here.
We have a couple of players down in the interim.
I'm not getting a replay on the screen.
Referee just commenting that he's not getting a replay if there's
Okay.
anything that needs to be seen in terms of the incident itself.
Yeah, it's a tackle without the ball. He doesn't have the ball. He doesn't have the ball, you can't tackle him.
Dale Fiku.
Yeah, you've got time.
His
No,
position.
we have just a penalty.
Very pleased to see that Rory Sutherland is actually now sitting up. France will be very keen to try and take this result over the line.
Yeah, but we've checked it.
Take victory on the road as they head to Nantes to play Fiji next week. This is the hit. Well, it is a bit of a unsuspecting target and a bit of whiplash in the process. Clearly left Sutherland quite uncomfortable, perhaps a bit winded as well.
Yeah, mate, I got it. Thank you.
Let's see if we get the penalty.
Okay, water off.
After they play Fiji,
yeah, we'll get them off
France
as well.
will play Australia at the Stade de France. From which point it will just be a couple of weeks until the start of the big dance that we all look forward to. Rugby World Cup 2023.
No, yeah, no worries.
A mouth-watering roster of games for us all to look forward to. I think you might be lucky to still be on the field, in all honesty.
So, I'm sorry, but the penalty against Ali for tackling after 5 minutes for the yellow card.
So, we had the penalty.
Okay, time back on.
And Finn Russell can, of course, put this one into touch and give Scotland as much meterage as possible. That's what he's going to try and do. They will have the line out because it was from the penalty. Assistant referee Adam Neal marks the spot. It's just outside the 22.
You guys take the line.
Scotland continue to play. They want that psychological blow. They want to get another win against France. Said earlier, Gregor Townsend, record of 10 occasions he's pitted Scotland against France. 5 wins, 5 losses.
Okay.
Love to tip that balance in his favour, wouldn't he? McInally, Ritchie's the dummy. It will go to the tail. France got hands on it to disrupt, and it has gone forwards. And it will be the final moment of the match. Nick Berry signals the knock-on and blows the final whistle.
That was a good contest, and then Blues knocked that ball on.
Well. Some scintillating scores from the French in that second half to take them out to a lead that we thought they'd really kick on from. Credit to Scotland, credit to Gregor Townsend's men who hung in there and worked their way back through those tries from Van der Merwe and Darge and Kyle Steyn as well. 7 tries, all in all, we've been treated to in St Etienne. It finishes France 30, Scotland 27.